All right, let's talk the snake. My name's Greg. You're watching How to Play Paintball. So like my Dorito video that I had done previously, I apologize for not getting this out sooner. I know that this is one that you guys have wanted, and I want to make sure that I'm putting videos out that help you guys out. So I wanted to go over how to play the snake. Now, Greg, you said that you play Dorito with the Kings. Well, yes, but I have played snake before. I used to play, well, honestly, in X-Ball, you need to be able to play everything, because what happens if I need to dive over, or maybe there's like two snakes, like a Dorito side and a snake side, both have some form of a snake. I've seen a layout like that before. So you want to make sure that you're ready to play any bunker. So even if you aren't a snake player, you still want to make sure that you're playing this. I literally saw, if you guys remember Mike Paxson. So Mike Paxson is like 6 foot something, big guy, usually plays more of a back spot. And whenever we would do drills, a lot of times he was jumping in the snake. Usually he's playing more of a back spot, but he needs to make sure that he can play a snake as well. So he wants to make sure that, one, he's challenging himself, but also what happens if his front guy dies and he needs to take that spot? Well, he needs to make sure that he is comfortable with that. So first things first, the way that the beams used to be, they used to be taller, which I wish that they were like that still, but they're not. So you want to make sure as a snake player that you're watching your pack. So if you're getting down, a lot of times what I like to do is, it's almost like if you're stretching out your glute, you kind of have your knee like this, so that way you can be down either this way or you can come up pretty easy. Also, if you're down like this, your pack isn't going to be sitting up too high, and if need be, you can kind of sit down or look down the tape. The other thing is, let's say, so one of the ways that some guys used to do it is they would stick their leg like this. When the beam was higher, it helped out a lot more, because then the paint could only come up over so high, or it could only drop over so much, is what I meant to say. But if you do that now, your pack is going to be showing too much. So this method works better because I can still get tight and stay low. I can still watch where the paint's coming, and I'm not going to be getting clipped in the pack. So something else when you're like this is that you can still launch and still be able to get around and get up the snake. So that's going to be something that helps you out. But the other thing that I wanted to mention with the snake is how to hold your gun. A lot of guys are going to want to switch hands, and in the snake it's not necessary to do that. What you want to do is whatever is the tape side, that's the hand that your gun is going to be in. So on this field where I'm at, or this layout that I'm on right now, the tape is over here. The reason being why I want to have it like this is, one, I can shoot, and then if I see a guy, I can pull this way. So if a guy is running down the Dorito side, if I'm like this, I have to pull over, and it's not going to be as comfortable to do that, and also I'm probably going to be showing more, whereas if I'm like this and I shoot and I see something, I can pull it a lot faster. The other side with that is, let's say my back guy says, hey Greg, there's someone coming down tape. I can switch down to the tape a lot faster, or come up over the top and shoot, and still be able to look inside and shoot that inside spot if I need to. So that's something that you want to make sure that you're incorporating. The other thing with the snake is how to crawl. So there's a couple ways that you can do it. One is kind of like a shuttle method. So basically what you're doing is you're pushing like that, and kicking your leg forward. So you want to just find whatever it is that works best for you. Sometimes if you need to be quick, people will go like this and kind of be stepping over and pushing forward like that. So that way you can shoot down the tape while you're crawling. And then the last way is literally you're just going to be laying down on your stomach and crawling like that. It's not going to be the fastest, but it is going to probably be the way that protects you most from those over-the-top shots. So if there's someone shooting down tape, you want to make sure that you're protected from that, just because you don't want to go and run into someone's gun. So something else that I think players forget about, they think that you can only move on the tape side of the bunker, and that's not true. Even though this bunker is here, as long as you don't push the bunker out of the ground, you're allowed to jump over it or push into it. So if you need to move, it's not just the outside that you can do that. You can hop over the beam and then dive over into the other spot, especially if you have something in the center that might be blocking people out. that's an option that you want to make sure that you remember is there. So with that, I mean, I remember that there was one layout, I can't remember, this was a couple years ago, that was the move. Like, you had to hop over and then dive into the next spot. It's just the way that the field was set up. So you wanted to make sure that you remembered that. The other thing that you can do that players seem to forget is you have this back end of the beam here. So let's say that this is the front of the snake. So let's say I already dove into the snake. Don't forget that you can lay down and use this and wrap. You don't have to be up here. You also don't have to be all the way against the brick or whatever it is that's there. Sometimes you can back up and shoot from here and still be protected. So if I can back up and still be protected down tape, why can't I just back up and maybe I can shoot someone across field and then push back up into here? Or sometimes you can lay down and literally be wrapping around the bunker and shooting, and no one else can shoot you this way or down tape. So that wrap might be something that you only use sparingly, but it is a trick that you can do. So I hope that this video helps you guys out. I know it's kind of a crash course on the snake. Like I had said with the Doritos, you want to make sure that you are trying things. I mean, literally, sometimes you might need to push into the bunker a little bit to get a shot, or you want to try something different, do it. The worst thing that happens is you get shot. At practice is where you want to make those mistakes, so that way you know exactly what you can and cannot do. Fedorov is known for this, where when a new layout comes out, he'll try to go everywhere and just get destroyed all day, but then he knows exactly what he can and cannot do on that layout. So same thing with the snake or with the Dorito or even playing up the center. You want to try things so that way you know exactly what you can and cannot do, so that way you can react in the best way possible. So I hope that this video helps you guys out. I know you've been asking for a while, and again, I apologize for it taking a little bit longer. But what do you guys think? Is there any other tips that maybe I forgot to mention? Do you have any questions about playing the snake? Be sure to put a comment down below. Click like and subscribe if you haven't already. And click that bell button. YouTube has a weird thing where, yeah, you don't get notified, or I don't know exactly, but click that bell button. There's new videos every single week, so that way you'll be notified whenever I put a new one up. But again, I hope that this helps you guys out. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.